everybody. I hope you are having a great day as you tune in to George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformers fan, and today on George Reviews, I'll be taking a look at a Marvel Legend. I haven't looked at a Marvel Legend in a while. They show up in my Size Up and Rundown all the time, but in front of me, I have Marvel's The Blob, Marvel Legends series X-Men from Hasbro. It is a large-scale figure. I don't know if it's called Deluxe or whatever, but it's packaged as the 60 years of X-Men. The front of the box has an image of the toy. It looks fantastic. He is standing in front of a silhouette of some old comic book artwork of the Blob, some different stylization. And the side of the box, even more iconic and older artwork where he is just massive with the tiny head. And clearly the toy in the box is not this version. And the back of the box has the Blob, another image of the Blob. It says he's 8.3 inches tall, 8.34 inches tall, 21.2 centimeters. And it shows us he comes with an interchangeable head with an open mouth. It looks great. The teeth in the mouth looks awesome. I hope the toy lives up to that. He comes with interchangeable hands, which is always nice. And the other side of the box is another image of the Blob. Picked this guy up at GameStop back in June. I used my June $5 off, and plus I had a few more dollars. He retailed there at $55.99, 56 bucks, and I got like $7 or $8 off this thing. I still paid like 50 bucks after taxes. So $50 for this figure, and let's get him off the turntable and see if he's worth the pickup. Okay, so far as I know, this guy is only the second Blob figure we've ever gotten in the Marvel Legends toy line. The first one was done by Toy Biz as a builder figure, and it was like a large, wait, was it Toy Biz or when it first became Hasbro? I can't remember. I know it was like in a large wave. I think it came in a wave of movie figures. Here is our Blob. He's not as tall as I had hoped. Nothing else in the packaging. This is the unboxing presentation. A lot of, I would say, environmental friendly packaging, but it's plastic free because they cut down a few trees to get this packaging, unless it's recycled already. Here is the Blob safely and comfortably packed in here. I believe Fred Dukes, which is his real name, first appeared in X-Men #3, I believe. And this guy looks fantastic. Little paintwork and everything looks great. And he's gone through a lot of looks over the years. In this little smaller bag, I'm expecting a fist or extra hands, not even fist. I think he has one closed fist, but yep. The extra head and the hands right here. He's gone through a lot of different looks. This is sort of close to what I know from the mostly from the 90s X-Men cartoon. Let me get this stuff out of the way and come right back. Alright, let's bring Fred Dukes a little bit closer. Take a look at his face. I mean, this thing looks very good. So far, just looking at it, I'm very happy with this purchase. Now, this guy's like a, to me, a C-list, maybe even D-list character, but he always pops up whenever you see the X-Men. Even in the early 2000s movies, they had a version of this guy. Video games, you're always going to see this guy. The 90s cartoon. His superpower is like his girth. Somehow it grants him superhuman strength and durability or whatever. Wolverine once tried to claw this guy in the gut and it just went in and stuck. Now, one of the main reasons I wanted this guy is to try to complete the Brotherhood of Mutants that they've put out so far. He's been affiliated with a lot of different groups. He's been in the Secret Empire, the XL, the X-Corp, the Factor 3, and Freedom Force, and the Defenders. I mostly know him in my childhood as being part of the Brotherhood of Mutants, following Magneto, and so I've been trying to complete those guys. So this is why I picked this guy up, even though I feel like he's a C-lister. But this figure looks great. I was hoping it would be great. Oh, I forgot. We're taking a look at the face. He has like this little stern look on his face. He has the, I would say double chin, but it's one big chin. You can see like the little freckles in his skin, on his face and his arms. You see his boobs, his breasts look like mine. This gigantic stomach, and a lot of artwork for this guy has him even wider. And to me, this is like a update on the first version of the Blob, like the take on it or whatever. On the shoulders up here, it looks like my paint could be a little bit better. Looks like they should have put some primer underneath it because it's kind of bleeding through. And that's the yellow striping is the only real paint app he has. And this is plastic right here, so it doesn't match up that good with the wrist. And you can just see it's like it's just washed out. A little bit of primer would have brought that to life. And right here, this is yellow plastic. So man, why couldn't we get this everywhere else and just really complete this figure and knock it out of the park? But this thing looks good. There's the Duke's boot back here. So let's take a look at the Blob's articulation real quick. Try to take his head for a 360. It looks to be on a dumbbell peg in there. Oh, I'm going to pop it off, so we'll see anyway. So it turns about this far that way, this far this way without stretching. I don't know if if you keep turning, it's going to pop off. There reveals the peg right there. It came off kind of easy too. I don't know if I like that. I'll get his arms up to the side this far. They rotate at that shoulder joint. They come forward this far, back that far. He has a hidden elbow bend underneath like the blob fat or whatever. Let's see how far we can get it. And you can see like the little splice joint in there. We can bend this elbow this far. Straighten it back out. Rotate it at the wrist. He has the hinge wrist. Oh, and that came off pretty easy as well. His hands have molded in detail into the palm right there. And even the fingernails, that looks very good. Coming to his man boobs. I know your struggle. He rotates at the man boob. We get a full 360. This just looks like a little ball in here. It comes forward this far. See how far he rocks back this far. And no waist articulation, at least I don't think. It's just all blob. The blob. And coming to his thigh area. And I know, like, because of like the design here and to pull this off is going to be kind of hindered. But he does get a pretty good split right there. There's the little joints right there. And kick forward this far. Yeah. And kick back this far. And that's not bad for this little fat dude. Thigh swivel right here. It's hitting pretty well. It's spliced together pretty good. Same on both legs. Now for that knee bend, let's see how that works. Not a lot in the knee bend, but this guy is not very athletic or whatever. See if I can. Feels a little bit frozen. You can bring his foot that far to the front. It's not going like a whole lot. And let's check out to the back. I can see the joint. Looks like it should go more. Let's try this leg. It might just be frozen over there. Yeah. Get it back this far and see how far. This one's like a little bit stiff. It's brand new out of the box. But that is his articulation rundown. It's pretty good for this big boy. I have to see how he poses out at the end of the video. So we're going to swap out his heads. Bam. And check out his secondary head. But I was hoping we got like a different era of the blob. Like he's been seen with like a mohawk. Few different like little basic look, different changes like with the chin and jawline, stuff like that. Here he is yelling. That is an amazing sculpt right there. The eyes look good. He has brown eyes. You can see the pupil. You can see the black and the brown in there, the whites of his eyes. Then his teeth. I saw this on the box. Look at his teeth. Individually molded. The tongue actually looks moist. Like with a little bit of shine on. You see down the back of his throat. That looks good. I think he's just going to have this head on all the time. No one stops the blob. And before I get to changing his hands, let's take a look at his right fist. Probably should have did this earlier. He has a closed fist on his right hand. Looks to be molded very well. Folds of skin right there. And it rotates 360s and hinges in and out. So let's get these hands off. And I guess you can go 2 closed hands, 2 open hands at a time. It's just packed one of each. So basically we're just reversing from left to right. Let me see are the hands. Yeah, the packed in left hand is open a little bit wider. This is a little bit more gripping. Give me that cheesecake. Get this hand on here, and here we go. We have the open gripping cheesecake hand. And then why are they when they do big dudes? As a big guy, I hate why we always got to be big and dumb and slow. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough you got to be big, but they're like, we gonna make this guy dumb on top of that, or he comes across as not too bright. How about that? Alright, now it's time to give our Blob the size up and a rundown. Here he is next to fellow Marvel Legends Venom from a mold that was once a Builder figure. Sticking with Marvel Legends, here he is next to the Red Hulk. Masters of the Universe Ultimates Ram Man. McFarlane's DC Multiverse Clayface. And you know I have to squeeze in a little Transformers love. Here's Ultra Magnus from Transformers Earthrise. And one more thing, I know I just kind of went over it, but I just want to drive it home. Out of these 4 figures, the Blob is the most expensive. There's more paint deco and shading and just design on this Venom figure than on the Blob. I guess the little spots on his legs and arms or whatever, the freckles or liver spots, whatever that is, I guess that can go as deco. And then Red Hulk, size and bulk. And then from another line, this is McFarlane, and the Blob is like $10 more expensive than this guy. And he has paint abs, molding and detail, articulation, ab crunch, which is very unusual for a McFarlane figure of this scale. Just a lot going on, and Blob is $10 more expensive. Real quick, I want to put our Blob next to some artwork, and I know there are a lot of different eras to draw from, but here's one real quick. Alright, my final critique of the figure itself, notwithstanding the price, at least for not right now, it is a great figure. It is a nice introduction of this body style into the Marvel Legends line. I love it when they have to do a figure that requires like completely new tooling and a figure that they pretty much can't use again other than re-releases. And he's probably going to get a re-release down the line. They're probably going to give him a couple different heads to make him look like different versions of cartoon era Blob and comic book Blobs. I like the deco on his skin, the little freckles throughout his body, on his face. Love the open mouth. That head is excellent. I think he's going to have the open mouth more often than not. I kind of wish he had the same haircut. I guess that kind of depicts 2 different eras of the Blob, because one he has like the Mo from the Three Stooges haircut, then he has like the little standard haircut on the main head. But do like it. He comes with just enough accessories, the extra head, the extra hands. That's all he really needs. That's all he really did. He doesn't have power projection ability. So he has the closed fist for smashing and bashing, the open hands for reaching and grabbing and toy posing. So that's really good. The only flaw with this guy was the paint bleed. And I had some paint imperfections. And they should have used plastic pieces, because they used plastic pieces on the boots and the belt. I don't know if it's the belt, but going around the waist. And then they painted the straps on the wristbands and over the shoulder. And over the shoulder, the paint wasn't done too well, as you saw in the video. So, but really, really good entry into the Marvel Legends toy line. He needed an update. He needed to be put in the line. Not a top tier character, but he fits on the team. You gotta have your X-Men roughing up somebody, not just Magneto and Mystique. So he adds to the Brotherhood of Mutants, which I'm happy for. Oh, another thing I didn't like. I want to tell you, I didn't like the cuts in the forearms for the elbow articulation, and I'm assuming they had to do it because of the large scale, because they kind of made the arms really fatty. But that is a long cut from the bicep down to the wrist, and it's a little bit of eyesore. It looks odd. It makes the arms that much more broken up, but it's not terrible. I really like this figure overall, but what I didn't like was that now I'm back to the price, was the $56, and I don't know if GameStop is just taxing, GameStop will put $5 or more on the figure as soon as it comes out. So I don't know what it normally retails at. I'm gonna say right around $50, but that's still a lot when you compare them to the large scale figures and the other figures that I've displayed in this video that cost $10 to $15 less than this guy. So do I recommend it at that price? Not for the price, but I do recommend it far as he's a cool character in the background, and you kind of gotta have an army to go against your X-Men. And at this point, I want to thank everybody for joining me for another episode of George Reviews, returning to the Marvel Legends. These are the reviews where every toy has a story. See you in the next one.